Oh, hey guys, Jockey Ship Joe here. Anyways, where I left off on the story was, is that I went out and I bought a new set of spark plugs. Well, I bought a new set of spark plugs and put them in the bike. Well, it still wasn't starting. It was kind of burping, but it wasn't starting. So anyways, so I pulled the spark plugs out, left them on the spark plug wire, and put it to the motor so it's grounded, and kicked it to see what kind of spark I'm getting. Instead of getting a nice pretty blue pop spark light, I was just barely getting any spark with brand new plugs. So I switched out my wires. That wasn't it. Well, I kicked it, put them back in, kicked it a couple more times, and I felt in my cool and it was warm. Now I'm like, that's what it is, that new battery, that cool just can't hold up to it. So I got me another cool, and it still wasn't starting. I adjusted my timing again and everything, even though it's got an auto advance on it, I still adjusted my timing. I couldn't figure out what in the hell the problem was. So I took that side cover off of my carburetor, because see, I leave the side cover on because I don't have an air filter in there, and I don't want a bunch of gunk and dust getting into my carburetor. Well, I took it off. Well, guess what the whole problem was? I had the choke on this whole time. And for some reason, I don't know why, but my old bike was like that too. It wouldn't start with the choke on either. Well, you know, on the choke, that's supposed to, you know, sort of make the engine rev up higher, so it'll warm up and it'll start easier. Not on this one. I always turn the choke on whenever I leave the bike setting, so nothing will get into the engine or into the carburetor. Well, nothing will get into it, no dirt or nothing like that, but also no gas will get into it either. So my whole problem was I had the choke on, but at least I got a new coil, new set of spark plugs, and got my plug wires, everything back on there, and I got it adjusted just right now so it starts first kick. I'm sorry I couldn't get it started that time. I need to go through that carburetor and clean it. And but anyways, that's fairly much about it. It's my own stupidity. I've done that before on my old bike. I was at a bike show over here in this little town next to us, and I go to leave, and I'm just kicking and kicking and I mean, I'm kicking the shit out of this thing. People staring at me and everything else, and I couldn't get the bike started. Finally, I calmed down. I just sat down, looked over at the carburetors. My choke was on. I turned my choke on so no dirt or nothing would get into my old bike either. But anyways, so I mean, I don't know what it is about the choke. I don't know if it's just because old bike or because it's not set up the normal way or whatever with the air box and everything. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Make a long story short, I've been running around all day trying to make a video for y'all so y'all can hear it running, and really, in my opinion, that wasn't even a run. That was just like a burp, like a boop, 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 and that was it. But anyways, you get the basic idea. The bike will fire up and it'll run, but I just wasn't getting any gas to it and everything, and I done run out all the gas out of the bowl of the carburetor trying to start it the other few times and everything. But anyways, you got to barely, you know, sort of hear it run, and I want to sincerely, I want to apologize for me showing my ass, literally. I mean, my ass crack was all up in the camera. I didn't even think nothing about it, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, I should have wore a belt, but you know, trying to kick a bike and have a belt on and everything else, and I mean, you know, being up and trying to kick, I mean, it'll get to your ribs after a while, or your hip, I mean, whatever. You know, that belt will dig into you. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, I'm sorry. You know, sorry I showed you my ass crack. For those of you that did like it, hey, send me a message. I'm right here on you. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I'm married, damn it. Anyways, but I am sorry. But that's pretty much about it. This was part 2, and really, I don't know what all that. Oh, I didn't show y'all while I was down there, damn it. I'm not going to run that king and queen seat because it don't fit the curve of the fender. But I did get a little P-pad, or just a little passenger pad, or whatever you want to call it, for the back fender. So I got that, and I also got me a throttle housing and a grip, and I got me a throttle cable. I borrowed it from my grandfather. He's working on the Ironhead Sportster for this guy. He's been working on it for about 2 years. It come to him in a basket case, just all a bunch of pieces and everything. Let me check on this camera real quick and see. my battery's going down. But anyways, got me a throttle cable. The reason you didn't see me using it on the bike was because it was the wrong kind of cable, and wasn't working. I think his is a Bendix carburetor, and I think mine's just one of them little Kenhin or Kenhin, Kenhin, I think that's how it's spelled. But anyways, that's pretty much about it. I don't know what I'm going to do in the video on next. I mean, I done did the primary chain and everything else, but next I'll probably see about the gas tank, about mounting the gas tank up on there. But that's pretty much it. This is Jockey Ship Joe. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.